Okay, wow. NHL Free Agency is done, maybe, for the day. It's 9 o'clock. Let's just get on here and see if there's been any more signings, shall we? We're at the top. Doesn't look like it. So here we go. Let's record here. Yes, please. I will record my screen. I'm going to start. I want free agency. Cool. Is it on? I think it's on. Shane Ghost signs again with Arizona. 1 year, $4.13 million. Okay, so they need to get to the cap floor. They're pulling a Chicago. They got a lot of young guys. Get some veteran presence there. Alexander Kerfoot, 2 years, $7 million, 3.5. So he doesn't make any more money than he did last year with the Leafs. 32 points in 82 games. Good for Arizona. He can play anywhere. Don't really care. Oh my gosh, John Klingberg. We're only gonna pick a few here. 1 year, $4.15 million. And if we look at Johnny's stats here, it was like 2 years ago. You thought he was gonna get like $8 million. Minnesota, 9 points in 17 games. Anaheim, 24 and 50, minus 28 with Anaheim, but he was a +3 with Minnesota. So there you go, John. He was an assistant with Dallas, 32 points, 36 points, 47 points, 2018, 2019, 45 points. 2017-18, 67 points with the Dallas Stars. He's been a minus player since the 2019 season. Oh, $4.15 million for John. I guess because he's right-handed. I don't know. I have no idea what's going on with Brad. Is this for the Leafs? Is it like doomsday is ahead or doomsday is already here? Who knows? Let's keep going. Anthony Stolar signs with Florida. Doesn't say how much here. Eric Gustafson, 1 year, $825,000. Gustafson already had 40-something points last year. Better metrics than Klingberg. $825,000. He's part of the Leafs. You need him on the power play, so he's there for second power play. What, is it gonna be a Barry all over again? Klingberg has to go at number one PP instead of Morgan Riley, who makes $7 million. By the way, thank you, Morgan, for taking a deal there. Or does he make 8? I don't know. It's still a good deal, I think. Now, because he had a great playoff. But, Eric Gustafson at 825, and we take Klingberg at 4. Doesn't sound good. David Riddick. LA, they just need some backup just in case. JT Compher gets paid 5 years, $25 million. This is very close to the Andrew Kopp, I think, by Detroit. But I guess their centers, Larkin, Compher, Kopp. A couple years ago, you're like, oh, wow, Compher, is he going to be anything? And now look at him, $5 million man at age 28, the next 5 years. Brian Dumoulin signs with Seattle. 2 years, $3.15 million per. Cool. Lars Eller with Pittsburgh. 2 years, $2.45 million. I like Lars Eller. I think Dubas did a great job with Pittsburgh. The Jari, oh wow. And the Graves is a bit high, but I guess they set the market. Luke Shen, 3 years, $2.75 million per. Bowen Byram, $3.85 million, 2 years. So he takes a bridge deal because he was an RFA, and then he'll get the big bucks when the cap rises to $95 million. Varlamov goes back, 4-year deal, $2.75 million to be Sorokin's backup. I think Sorokin, I'll say it here. Scott Mayfield, 7-year deal, $3.5 million. Lou just handed out 7-year deals. Pierre Engvall, 7 years, $3 million. He's just like, just pay me, I'll be good. Ilya Sorokin, 8 years, $66 million, 8.25. I think that's a great deal. It's a steal, isn't it? Surely you should be like a $10 million man. So well done there. We're gonna keep going. William Lagesson. Oh, look at you. Look at you. Brad Treliving. There you go. There's a Leaf. I don't know. Depth defenseman. Jonathan Drouin, 1 year, and I think it's like $1 million, might be less. And they had to call Nate McKinnon and said, "Hey, what do you think about this?" He goes, "Yeah, bring my old Q buddy. Let's do this together." And I like it for them. I do. What do we got? Edmonton, Ben Gleason, 2 years, 775 per. Alex Galchenyuk goes back to Arizona because he always just goes back there anyway, and then goes, "Hey, you can trade me at the deadline if you want." 775,000 for a year. Ryan Graves here to 6 years, $4.5 million for the 28-year-old. Dubas, you spend a little bit there, but I guess, you had some money, got rid of Zook and stuff. 4.5 is hefty, but what he has, maybe I would think 3.8, 3.75, 4.5, 6-year deal, but it is what it is. He had a good day. You'll see. Cody Glass re-signs with Nashville, $2.5 million at 24. So you get a little UFA deal. Okay. Alex Nedeljkovic signs a 1-year, $1.5 million deal with Pittsburgh. So he'll be backing up Jari, who signed a big old deal as well with Pittsburgh. Everyone was shocked when Carolina traded him to Detroit for a second, and then he was just piss poor for Detroit. So let's see. Another reclamation project there. Hey, Gussie, the cat's here. Tristan Jarry right there, 5 years, $5.38 million. He didn't have the best end to the season. Didn't have the best season, but the goalie market dried up real quick. So, quick, he signed with New York. I don't know if I like it. I don't like it. I don't like it at all, actually. But I guess you got to pay. I wonder what Samsonov's going to cost. Oh, geez. We keep going down. Noel Acciari for Pittsburgh, 3 years, $6 million, $2 million per. Oh, God. So Dubas, it wasn't Dubas that no one liked. It must have just been the Leafs. God, I would have preferred this than the Ryan Reeves, but we found out that the Reeves isn't a 35-plus contract because of new structures or how the deal's structured, so at least you can bury that in the minors or whatever else. Oh, but Noel Acciari, God, I loved him. I was listening to SDPN, and they said he had 75 hits in the playoffs. He only played 2 rounds, and he led it. The playoffs and hits are all the way up to Stanley Cup final or something like that. Something crazy. Logan Brown signs with Tampa Bay, and they're just going to somehow make this work with him. He is. They are. Because it's Tampa Bay. Shalgren, he goes to New Jersey. Okay, that makes sense with the signing for Toronto. Later on with a goalkeeper there. So he's gone to New Jersey. 775,000. He might be a waiver guy. Keep going. Dmitry Kulikov signs with Florida. 1 year, $1 million. Alex Killorn, holy crap, $6.25 million over 4 years with Anaheim. They got a lot of young guys. He's a big presence in the locker room, in front of the net, and he can still put up those points if he needs, those 40 to 60 points. $6.25 million is a lot, but hey, they got a lot of space and they need to fill it. Let's keep going. Nick Bjugstad goes back to Arizona. Troy Stecher goes back to Arizona. Bjugstad, 2 years, $2.1 million per. And Stecher there, 1 year, $1.1 million. Laurent Brossoit, didn't he just leave Winnipeg and go to Vegas? Now he's back with Winnipeg at $1.75 million. Vladimir Mestikov, he's at Winnipeg as well. 2-year deal, $2 million per season. Ryan Donato signs with Chicago. 2 years, $2 million. Okay, Donato, former Kraken. We keep going. Malcolm Subban, because it just says Subban there. 1 year, $775,000 with St. Louis. John Hayden signs a 1-year deal, $775,000 with Seattle. Studenik as well. Luke Glendening at ripe old age of 34. Oh wait, I'm almost 34. Oh yeah, that's old for hockey. 2 years, $800,000 cap hit. I like that for Tampa Bay because, again, they just make it work. He's going to do great in their system. We keep going down. Daniel Sprong, 1 year, $2 million deal at 26 years old with Detroit. That's one of the ones I actually think Yzerman did really well with. Daniel Sprong at $2 million. Whew, great deal. Nick Bellino signs with New York, 1 year, $800,000. New York, oh God, they had a great day as well. Sam Steele, he's going to Dallas. Hopefully, he can finally find a home eventually. It's only a 1 year deal, $850,000. Again, show me contract. Michael Bunting gets paid because if you play for the Leafs, you leave and you get money. 3 years, $4.5 million per with Carolina. Oh, he is going to be a good Carolina Hurricane. He is. He is. Will he do what he did with Matthews and Marner? Who knows? But Carolina's stacked. And they might trade Pesce for Nylander, and then they're even better. Jason Zucker signs with Arizona because, again, they need to hit the cap floor. $5.3 million for 1 year. That's a lot. Matt Irwin signs with Vancouver, $775,000 over 1 year. Archibald, 2 year deal with Tampa Bay at $800,000. They'll make that work with him. Oh, Kajula signs 2 years, $775,000 per with Edmonton. All right. Matt Duchene, this is who I wanted Toronto to get, but they couldn't make it work. He must have wanted to stay in the West, and he loves that country music. 1 year, $3 million deal with Dallas because he's still getting paid by Nashville. Make it work, Matt. Jim Nill, GM of the year, still GMing. And then we're just going to keep going. We're going to go down a little bit. Mikula signs a 3 year deal, $2.5 million per year contract with Florida. Connor Sheary signs a 3 year, $2 million per with Tampa Bay. Ugh, Tampa Bay. Gosh. Killorn, we can't afford your $6 million. So we're just going to fill the gap with 3 players. Yeah, had to get rid of Colton and all this other stuff, so we got to fill that spot anyway. And I think they've done okay. Will they fill Killorn and Colton spots? No, and what they bring, but you get some extra bodies in there, and they're going to make it work, let's be honest. Ryan Poling, $1.4 million. He's with Philly now. Denisenko, he gets a 2 years, $775,000 deal with Florida. Maybe he'll make the Florida Panthers this year. Giovanni Smith, 2 years, $1.6 million. Over those 2 years, $800,000 per with San Jose. Kevin Shattenkirk, Boston's loading up again. They got rid of Taylor Hall, so they're just filling holes, filling gaps. They lost Clifton, so they fill in. And Clifton was 3 years, $10 million total. Shattenkirk, 1 year, $1 million. Trevor Lewis, back with LA. Carson Soucy, 3 years, $3.25 million. I would have liked him with Toronto. I would have liked him. Well done, Vancouver. Great pickup there, I must say. Washington takes a chance on Max Pacioretty. Hopefully he can stay healthy, but 1 year at $2 million. I wish the Leafs would have done that as well. Craig Smith goes to Dallas at 1 year, $1 million. Nyquist, 2 years, $3.19 million. I don't know what Barry Trotz is doing in Nashville, to be honest with you. Like, their draft is okay, and then they did go off the board at one point, and then their signings today. Here's one of them, and then there's more. We're gonna get to them. Luke Shen and Ryan O'Reilly. Alex Lyon, 2 year deal, $900K with Detroit. Mike Riley signs with Florida, 1 year, $1 million. Orlov only does 2 years. And that is $7.75 million per with Carolina. So I guess this gives Carolina the option to move a defenseman, maybe to Toronto, probably for William Nylander. Do I want that? I don't know. I really like William Nylander. I like this deal for Carolina. Orlov, 2 year deal at age 31. So I'm assuming at 33 he thinks he's gonna stay the course with production and what he brings, and then he can get another couple year deal, some more money, or the same amount for when the cap goes up, maybe more. I don't know. I figured he'd be like a 6-7 year guy, but he signs with Carolina. Maybe he just wants that cut. Bluger, Cole to Vancouver. Bluger, 1 year, $1.9 million. Okay. Ian Cole, 1 year, $3 million. Wow, that's a lot. Defense. I don't understand the contracts. There's some silly contracts here. We're going to keep going down. We're going to go down. Justin Hall, here's another one. $3.4 million per season for 3 years with the Detroit Red Wings. So they've got a little bit over $8 million tied up with Ben Sherratt and Justin Hall now. Okay. Justin Hall in the penalty kill. I love penalty kill Justin Hall. Justin Hall everywhere else, I do not. Milan Lucic back with Boston. 1 year, $1 million. Just won a world championship. He's ready to go. Cam Talbot, 1 year, $1 million with LA. Connor Clifton, here it is, $3.33 million per year for 3 years with Buffalo. I like what Buffalo's done. Right-handed defenseman. Buffalo's going to be good. They had a good draft as well. Riley Nash goes to New York for 2 years. It doesn't say the salary here. Morgan Geekie does 2-year deal, $2 million with Boston. I like that as well. Boston had a sneaky good day. James Reimer signs with Detroit. Detroit just gets a lot of goalies. 1 year, $1.5 million. Radko Gudas gets the bag from Anaheim. So I guess this is very similar to Killorn. But on the defensive end, he's an absolute brute. Don't mess with my young guys. 3 years, $4 million per. Connor Brown, 1 year, $4 million. I love Connor Brown. It's expensive for $4 million, probably. But he can play first, second, third, fourth line minutes. Right wing, left wing, center. You just say it, and he can do it. And, Connor McDavid's probably like, cool. Hey, Connor, how's it been? I like that play. I like that by Edmonton. Eric Johnson, 1 year, $3.25 million. You get some pedigree there for Buffalo, for those young guys. Again, Buffalo, so good. Tyler Pitlick, 1 year, $787.5 with New York. Jonas Korpisalo, 5 years. $20 million, $4 million per with the Ottawa Senators. So they have their goalie, but they thought they had their goalie with Murray. Then they thought they had their goalie with Talbot, and now they think they have their goalie with Korpisalo. Korpisalo did okay in Columbus. Then he did really well in LA, but LA had a great team, good defensive system, and just how they played in front of him. Though he did have to bail him out a few times in the playoffs and stuff. But he looked really good. Ottawa, not as strong of a team. I don't know how this is going to go. I don't think we can decide it's a bad deal on the first year. Because I think it might be a little bit of a tough transition for him. But who knows? Ottawa are up and coming. I just don't know how this is going to work. It's a big deal for him. Tyson Jost, 1 year, $2 million with Buffalo. Freddie Anderson goes back to Carolina. What does he do? 2 years, $3.4 million. I like it. Didn't have the best season, but he looked pretty good in the playoffs. Mackenzie Blackwood. Okay, so he goes to UFA, but San Jose wanted to keep him, but his qualifying offer was insane. So 2 years, $2.35 million per. I like it. Ryan O'Reilly, 4 years, $18 million total, $4.5 million. Said the Leafs wanted to retain him. Term, so length, and the actual money had nothing. There was no impact on it. Ryan O'Reilly just wanted to go back. He wanted to test free agency. Even when he got traded to the Leafs, there was chatter that he was going to sign in the West, preferably St. Louis. Nashville quite close. That'll work. He likes the Western Conference, the lifestyle, and he's back there. And, he got that extra year as well, 4 years. Everyone was saying 3 years, $5 million. Got the extra deal, the extra year from Nashville. Jonathan Quick, 1 year, $125,000. Okay, to back up Shesterkin. Blake Wheeler, 1 year, $800,000. Are you kidding me? God, New York. Damn. Well played. Wouldn't surprise me. He puts up 70 points in New York, even at the age of 36. Bastian McLeod, both signed with New Jersey. Bastian, 2 years, $1.35 million per. McLeod, 1.4 over 1 year. JVR signs 1 year, $1 million with Boston because that's all they've done, and they're just shoring up their lineup, and it's working. Anderson Dolan re-signs with LA, 1 year, $775. Ryan Reeves does his 3.15, no, what was it? $1.4 million or something like that. 1.31, I don't know. It's a lot of money for Ryan Reeves over 3 years, but he can hit guys, and he's energetic, and he loves the camera, and he will stand up for his players, and If he's a liability, then it's not a 35-plus contract because it's structured a certain way, I guess. That's what Twitter told me. So you can bury it if need be, but he's going to become a fan favorite. The first fight, the first big hit, the first time someone goes after Mitch or Austin or anyone and he just steps in and all is forgiven for his contract and the term, and I will be one of them cheering. He's going to be a fan favorite. And I can tell you right now, my wife is going to love Ryan Reeves. So I love Ryan Reeves, and I love this deal. I'm telling you right now, she's going to love him. She's like, I like that guy. He hits. He's just mean. He has a big smile on his face when he does it. Yep. So is the deal great? No. But the Leafs need to do something. They did something. I prefer this over the Klingberg, I think. Luke Schenn, 3 years, $2.75 million per with Nashville. So all you have to do is go play with Morgan Rielly for a little bit, and you get a multi-year contract with a lot more money than you've been making in the previous whatever amount of years. I think he's making more. He's making $2.75 million. And he was like making $800K for the last 3 years. He's making more in 1 year than he has the previous 3 years. He did have a great playoffs. I understand why Toronto didn't keep him, because they couldn't afford him. If this was an offer being laid out, if I'm Luke Schenn, I'm going there too. God, take the money, boy. You deserve it. Well done, Luker. Matt Nieto signs with Pittsburgh, 2 years, $900K per year. Antti Ranta is back with Carolina, 1 year, 1.5. So they got Anderson and Ranta. And they get Fast again for $2.4 million over 2 years. OEL signs 1 year, $2.25 million deal with Florida. I like that for them. Why not? 1 year deal. You still play minutes. You still play 20-something minutes. He's just injured, but he still plays through it. Bernard Docker, who's an RFA, 2 years, $805,000 per year. Brandstrom signs 1 year, $2 million with his RFA. Lindstrom and Costin signed with Detroit. Costin, 2 years, $2 million per. Lindstrom, 1 year, $950,000. Gustav Lindstrom, not Nick. And yeah, we obviously had deals on Friday, like Joey Decord re-signed with Seattle. Aiden Hill signs that 2 year, $4.9 million deal with per year with Vegas. So they're going to go with him and Thompson, because I'm assuming Leonard's not back. But yeah, an interesting day for a lot of teams. For Toronto, just pure frustrations that nothing else got done, but there's still time. We still have, Domi out there, and maybe Kane will sign later on. Tarasenko out there. Who else is there? Oh, Bertuzzi. Bertuzzi's still out there. So we don't know what's going to happen, but I'll be here for it. So, Gostisbehere wasn't Arizona. He's Detroit. Oops. If you got all the way to the end of this video, you would have now seen that it shows Detroit. I think it showed Arizona before that. Maybe not. Maybe I've just lost mine. 1 year at 4.13 Detroit? Surely? What? Yzerman. Anyway, comment down below your thoughts on today, your thoughts on the Leafs signings, and who's the big winners and the big losers. Toronto might be a loser. Darn. Boston a winner. Detroit a loser, in my opinion. Arizona a winner because they just need to get the cap floor. Tampa Bay, I'm going to say a winner. Florida, I'm not really sure. Pittsburgh, I think you win. I don't know. Anyway, see everyone. Have a wonderful Sunday. And a great week. Take care. Got a few more days. Willie's 10-team no trade list is there. Mitch's no movement places are there, and or it kicked in, and we'll see what happens. Come on, Austin. Just sign an 8-year deal. Please. And then Willie, can you sign under $9 million, please? Frickin' Dubois just raising his price because of that bloody contract. Damn.